A lot of people get this. When people get out of university, usually what happens is they get a job. Unless they're half of Australians and then they smoke a bunch of bongs. But the other half get a job. And then what happens after that is that they probably get a girlfriend after that, usually at the places they work. I'm imagining they work at a local council. That's what I assume most people from university graduate and end up doing. I'm wearing a tie and a shirt like Dilbert. And then, once they've got the girlfriend and the job, what do you do with the rest of your life? Have babies? I guess. That takes up a day. Really fun ride. Yeah. Imagine if that was Wet and Wild. Just a bunch of pregnant mums going, oh no, the water broke all over me, gross. Yuck. Who would go to that? Just some creepy Japanese tourist being like, when's the next round of that? Yeah, alright. What happens normally when you do that is, after that, you feel stuck in life. You just don't know what to do. And a lot of people feel this. I like the word stagnant better. It feels like you're just on this plane of every day is pretty much exactly the same as the one before. And that kind of leads to a bout of depression, let's say. It's not really depression, it's kind of just, I'm bored. Because you've more or less become a bird in a cage. You're doing the same actions over and over again and you're not expanding your horizons at all. Now, a lot of people say, yeah, what you should do is you go and travel. And yeah, I suppose you could do that, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with traveling if you're a pansy. Real men just break into houses and steal stuff for a rush. But I don't know, you know, expand your horizons. But it's such BuzzFeed advice. I think that what happens when you feel stuck in life is that you've given yourself goals that you've outgrown. And then at that point, everything just starts to move from there. So it's just this very good habit to get into life, which is that once you're close to achieving your goal, set up another goal. That's what happened to me. You know what, the reason why I started the new format with Friendly Geordies is I've just realised that is about as big as I can possibly grow with in-depth research. I have to release content daily because that's what they talk about in YouTube, that is this boat and it's just got a bunch of leaky holes in it that you've just got to keep peddling water out of. Anyway, that's the backlog of it. You know what's really interesting about YouTube as well? I think I'm the least educated person on it. My audience is constantly telling me, you know that if you put up big text in the thumbnail, more people click on it? And I'm just like, are you serious? I thought the tiny thumbnail, tiny writing, you have to go in with a microscope and going, now I'm going to have to expect more because I'm more intrigued about it. So I think that it's, a lot of people understand that that's the backlog of it. But in general, what happens is, you become, and that's the reason why I started up this self-help channel as well, is because, again, I'd outgrown what I wanted in life. What I originally wanted was to become a comedian. That has happened. So now I'm at this stage where, yeah, I'm informing people about politics. Yeah, I'm traveling the world. New Zealand. Coming in 2018, worldwide. 19! Now we're going to have the next 6 top comments being like, he's dead 18, oh my god. Zoom in on the face like it's in that Troll 2. Oh my god. I'm Shari. Alright, yeah. So what happens is that when I was in that lifestyle of just writing out those videos and constantly writing, you just become this machine of jokes, being like, and I am now, but now more about stupid voices than I even was beforehand, because that's the quickest way that you can make a joke, is to just change your voice and then people sort of just go like, I guess that's kind of different. Look, what happens is that you get to this point where you're just doing the same thing over and over again, and on top of that, the other thing is that it's just such a negative habitat to dwell in is politics, because 50% of the population hates you instantly for opening your mouth and having any political opinion at all. Half the people on earth are just going to go, don't like you, just to go, duh. That's it. And then, you know, after that, then there's just this constant battle and barrage of people just constantly attacking you, constantly trying to figure out ways to, undermine your credibility. And that's the other thing that I do not envy a politician's life at all, because I have a small taste of it being a political satirist, but not on their scale. It must be hell. Why would you want that job? It doesn't pay very well. On top of that, you have to deal with endless insults and criticism, usually personally attacking you. It's all about tooling you. They're all just trying to find a political advantage, either to unseat you or to find shit on you purely so that the next election less people like you enough to vote for you. That is the vast majority of it. But they ask Bill Shorten every time, why doesn't anybody like you? That's all they care about. They don't care about what they're actually standing for. That is the last question on media's mind. Is basically like, did some celebrity do something stupid today, or how can we attack a politician? That's pretty much it. I do not like that life. I don't understand why anybody would want to do it. You just must have the biggest sense of purpose on earth to withstand that much criticism and hatred on a daily basis. So, look, I'm a very argumentative person, so I do like the in and out of it, but after 5 years of it, it gets pretty tiring. Especially when you start having the same arguments over and over and over again, and then you have new people that come and see your channel and they go, but I thought Labour, always misspelt with a U, Labour, it's not misspelt, they misspelt their own name, it's with a U in Australia. That's the other voice. Look, all the arguments are extremely predictable after about a year. And then you do it for 5 years. And then you feel like that guy in the Twilight Zone that asked the bartender, am I in heaven? No, you're in hell. That's what Oscar Wilde said, that there's only one thing worse in the world than not getting what you get, and that's getting what you want. That is an extremely true point. And the reason is because when you don't have what you want, at least you're striving towards something. But as soon as you get what you want in life, and then you realize life's pretty much the same when you have a lot of money in your bank account, or when you have some level of fame, or you can just tour around the country telling yuck yuck for the folks. It's pretty much the same as what it was before you did all that work. And so then you're just at the same position in life with slightly better surroundings, and I guess the idea of, I can go to Waterworld anytime I want and get the... oh no, a baby fell on me this time. Well, it's mine now. That's my fantasy. Eating a newborn baby. Self-help channel guru. Click subscribe, you know you wanna. We have fun, don't we? We don't do talk about eating a baby. Look, what I think the overarching principles that we're getting to here, though, is that once that happens in life, and what happens is when you reach your goal, you start rotting on the inside as soon as that happens, because it is one of the truest things that Tony Robbins has ever said. If you're not growing, you're dying. When you aren't advancing in life, you instantly start to feel like you are retracting, because you are starting to ripen, and then straight after that you start to rot. All these people always have this fantasy of, I'm just going to retire by the time I'm 35, and then I'm just going to sit on a beach, and I'm about to say Hollywood. Ugh. What the hell would the beach be there? A curb? You know, in Hawaii or whatever, and they just want to spend the next 70 years of their life doing that. You don't want that. That is just an imaginary thing. I'm in Fiji for a week. It gets pretty tiring after that. That and the fact that all the kids are fat and they all have braided hair, it doesn't make you look good. It makes you look stinky for some reason. But anyway, so as soon as that happens, what you have to do is expand. You need another way to either get to the next level in what you're doing, or if you feel like that you've absolutely reached the peak of what you're doing there, which is there's an argument in itself of, do you ever reach the peak? Is there always another level? Well, what happens when you get to Mount Everest? What happens when you're the king? Melissa Doyle knows all about that. That's what she wrote at one of her Sunrise, when they asked her, what did it feel like getting fired from Sunrise? And she goes, I didn't fire, I got quit because I was bored. So you like hosting Smooth FM in the middle of the day in Melbourne? Yep, that's a step up. What happens after that is that you need something bigger to focus on. You either need a bigger goal, or you need to find a completely different project. Now, obviously there's people that say, as we were saying before, that you just travel around and you find yourself that way. I don't think that's how it works. I think that human beings like being productive. That's the thing that makes them happy. When you're sitting around and doing nothing, the worst feeling on earth is when you go to sleep at night and you're not tired. You know it in your own head, even if it's mental exercise. If you do enough proper mental exercise at the end of the day, if you've truly worked on something that you should have been working to, you will sleep like a baby at the end of it. Life is just a long repetition of that. You just have to keep doing that over and over again. Have a bunch of good night's sleeps. And then, Michelangelo says, a well-lived life at the end of it all just feels like you've had a day that was worked really well. And that's pretty much it. It's just you need to find other ways to be more and more productive. And the thing is that it is this never-ending cycle, that the more productive you get, the more productive you get. It is the same as if you get more unproductive. And I'm going to talk about that in the next video, actually. But what I want you to think of now, if you feel like you're stuck, if you feel like you're stagnant, it's because first of all, you should be celebrating, because that means that you've gotten to a position in life that, a few years ago was probably a dream, a pipe dream of what the ultimate life would look like. But unfortunately, that's not how life is. It's a constant progression. So now that you've achieved that, and I know that makes human beings extremely ungrateful, and there's a lot of, and I truly believe that you should try and make yourself as grateful as possible for what you have, and you do that by asking yourself, what am I grateful for? Side point. The main point is that you can do that, but eventually at the end of the day, your brain's going to go, yeah, but I want $1 billion instead of $100 million. So find a way to do that. Preferably find a way to do that without fishing out all the fish in the ocean, but humans need to progress. Find a way to do it in a good way, obviously, but if you feel stuck, it means that life is not challenging for you. You need to find a bigger challenge. See you next week.